Okay, y'all, I'm going to record so that if y'all want to come back and watch, then you can, so that you can study. Let me find my study guide. Okay. On the first one, y'all, I'm not going to talk over you. Shh. Okay. On the first one, I know it has these answer choices. It may be similar to this on your test. It won't let me delete answer choices on this test program on this type of problem. So, ignore them and you have to graph, okay? It says what is the solution? What is the answer? You have to put where they cross. I believe this one is a decimal answer. So, I will make sure before I give you your test not to do that, okay? Because I don't want this test to be too difficult. I know the math itself is already. So on this one, what's my starting point on my first equation? 1. So I'm going to plot 1. Then where do I go from there? Down 1 and over 1. Down 1 and over 1. Okay, and then I'm just going to draw that line. Okay, the next equation. What's my starting point? -2. Down 2. And where do I go from there?
Down 3 over 1.
1, 2, 3, and over 1. Down 3 over 1. There we go. And they cross here. Okay? Which the good thing is, I hate that it's a decimal, but you can tell it's halfway between. And what do we call it? What number is halfway? 0.5. Okay? So I'll make sure not to do that on the test. But on this one, you must put your answer. Okay, that right there is most of the credit. I will give you a good bit of credit, but I may take off like 2 points or 1 point because you didn't actually tell me where they crossed, okay? So it's over -1.5, and how much am I going to go up? 2.5. So you can write your answer like that. Some of you that use a calculator may write your answer like that. That's the same thing. That's an X value, that's a Y value. That's an X value, that's a Y value. Okay? Did we get that one? Just so you know, I've been helping the seniors with college algebra. And let's pretend we're looking at the first problem. They had like 3 of these so far. What's the y-intercept on the first problem?
So
1. What's the slope? -1.
The -1.
That was their answer. They've done 3 problems. Then they did graphing, and not 2 equations, just 1. So like they've done 3 lessons in college algebra, and this was half of them, each of them. This stuff. So you are getting prepared, even if you don't feel like it. The bad thing is they've forgotten some of it, but they're remembering. Okay, so it was -1.5 and 2.5. Okay? And I'm recording. Now, number 2, the reason we're skipping this one is because it is also some yucky decimals. So I'm not going to do that one. 3 is a little different. We didn't do any like this. And some of you did these different ways. But this is where substitution, or I think they may have graphed, but we'll do substitution. If I write these equations, so we're going to say Tom has a collection. How many CDs does he already have?
30.
30. So he's got 30 CDs. And how many, read further down, how many is he adding each month?
3.
So that's his equation. Okay? Now let's look at Nita's equation. She has how many CDs?
We have 10.
And how many is she adding each month?
7.
Anytime it has the word each, that's the number that goes with your X, okay? Some people just plugged in the numbers to see when they equal. So like if you plug in 5, what's 3 times 5 plus 30? 45. What's 7 times 5? 7 times 5 is 35, plus 10 is 45. Did that equal?
It's an answer.
That was the answer. So some people just did that. Okay, that's probably the easiest way to tell you. Do I need to say that one more time? It was, once you write your equations, or this is what I would do, just let's try answers. Let's try plugging in 5 to both of them. If I plug in 5 to both of them, do I get the same answer? Yes, I do. That's just multiplying and adding. 3 times 5 plus 30. Type that on my calculator. Then I would type in 7 times 5 plus 10. I got the same answer, so that's the answer choice. Does that kind of make sense? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Today is Tuesday. This week has by far been the busiest week. Y'all will do good though. Okay, let's look at number 4. I'm going to write it on a separate sheet of paper so I have more room. Number 4, y equals 4x plus 4 and y equals 3x. Now, some of you, if it's multiple choice, you can do plug and play. They give you, what do I mean? They give you an x value, plug it in for x, and they give you a y value. Plug it in for y. If it works in both equations, then your answer is right. Okay, but I'm going to show you substitution. If you want to do plug and play, that's fine. So for substitution, I take the first equation or one of the equations and substitute it into the other. So instead of writing y, what does y equal? Read that top one. Y equals
4x plus 5.
So instead of writing y, I can write 4x plus 4. Let me do that. 4x plus 4, because that's what y equals. And then what do I have on this side? 3x. Normally I would move my 3x, but I'm going to move my 4x to my other one. Is that okay? Yeah? So would I add or subtract it?
You would
Subtract the 4x. So over here I get 4. And what's 3 minus 4x? A negative 1x. Is that okay for my answer to look like that? Am I solving for negative x or am I solving for x? For x. Okay, so don't get stuck here. If I have to change this x, then guess what else I have to change? That 4. So what does that 4 become? A negative 4. And I think you can already see your answer, right? But let's go ahead and plug it in. So y equals 3 times, and instead of x, what can I write? Negative 4. What is 3 times negative 4? Negative 12. So that is number 4. Any questions on that one? Yes? You graphed it? That's fine. Because it says y equals, you can graph it. On number 5, that may not be as easy to do. But you could solve for y. But yeah, number 4, that you can do that. Okay? Anybody else have a question on number 4? No, we're good. Let's keep going. Number 5, it says 3x plus 2y equals 7. Y equals negative 3x plus 11. And I'm still under the substitution. Like these 3 problems are all substitution. So what am I going to do with this y equals? I'm going to plug it in for y. Okay? So I'll write 3x plus 2 times what? What does y equal? Negative 3x plus 11. Does everybody understand that? Yes, no? I just took what y equals and I plugged it in right there. Okay, instead of 2 times y, it's 2 times what it equaled. Now let me actually do that. Let me multiply it by 2. So 3x, what's 2 times negative 3x? Negative 6x. I swear we've done this problem like 5 times.
We've done this problem every day for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then what's 2 times 11? 22. Then what am I going to do?
You do 3x minus 6x.
Yeah, what is 3x minus 6x? It's negative 3x. Then what?
You subtract 20.
Subtract 22. I'm just solving for my x. So negative 3x equals negative 15. Then what? Divide by -3. And I get x equals 5. There's half my answer, and it has answer choices. So can you tell your answer already? Yes, but let's go ahead and plug it in. So y equals, because I'm going to find y, what's -3 times 5? -15 plus 11. And what is -15 plus 11?
-4.
-4. And that was in my answer choice. Y equals -4. Any questions on that one? Are we getting any better at this? A little bit. I think by Friday, y'all got to get it by Friday, okay? Okay. Then let's look at number 6. That'll be a substitution. Is anybody still writing this down? Yeah? Okay, I'll give you a second.
Yes, it's like 3 days.
If y'all watch this video, just fast forward through this part.
Yeah, that really is gonna be awful.
Yeah. You'll be able to tell on number 5, like when I just stay here for a little while on the video. Just fast forward. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's go ahead and do 6 and 7. And then we'll be done, and I'll tell you what you're doing tomorrow. Number 6. It's a word problem, so let's set it up. The length of a rectangle is, so I'm going to put L equals, that's how you would write the length is, 3 centimeters more than, so I'm going to add 3 to something, 3 times the width. So what would I write for that? 3
times
W. Does that make sense, y'all? I just wrote exactly as it said. Then let's do the O, but the next thing says the perimeter is 46. Find the dimensions. What is the perimeter going to be? What do you figure out for perimeter? How many lengths do you have in a perimeter? Nope. You have 2 lengths and 2 widths. So let's write that. 2 lengths and 2 widths is the perimeter. Oh, sorry, it's not P. What is the perimeter? They told us. 46. Ignore that. That's supposed to be 46. Okay, now this is a substitution problem. What am I going to do with that L, what it equals? I'm going to replace it. I'm going to substitute it. Plug it in. So watch. That's what L equals. That's what I'm going to substitute it with right there. Okay, so I'm going to write 2 times, and instead of L, what do I write? 3W plus 3. Then what comes next? There's my 2. There was my L plus 2W equals 46. It told us that in the problem. It said the perimeter was 46. Now what do you do with that 2? Multiply, distribute it. So 2 times 3W and 2 times 3. And I'm just going to bring everything else down. And then we combine like terms. So what are the like terms over here? The W's. What's 6 plus 2? That's going to be 8W. Bring down our 6 and our 46. Then what? We're going to divide next. But what's the first? Yep, we're going to subtract 6. So 8W, because that goes away, equals 40. Then what? Now we divide by 8. So our width is 5. And what does it ask us for? The width and the length. So I can't tell, it's either B or it's D. How would I find the length? Plug it in. If I know the width is 5, I can just find my length right here. 3 times 5 plus 3. What is that? What is, yeah, 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 3 is 18. So that's my length. Did y'all get that one?
You just did it an easier way.
I just did it an easier way.
That's fine. There is a lot of people can plug and play. Trial and error is another way. That's fine, y'all. Whatever you do to get the right answer, okay? Photo math is not okay though. That is not a way to get the answer. Okay, our last one. Is anybody copying that? That was 6.
I got math copy.
We're good. All right, number 7. I guess we don't need to copy. So I get 2x minus 2y equals -8, and x plus 2y equals -1. Now, how do I solve these, Che?
Ma'am?
Do I add or subtract? You got a 50-50 chance here. Look at me. Do I add or subtract?
Add.
Very good. Why do we add?
Because it says in the paper to add.
No, it doesn't. We have to put that part. But anybody else, why are we adding these? Yes, Tanner.
Signs are different.
The signs are different. Looking at the 2's right here, since the 2's match, the signs in front of them are different. So we will add the whole equations. What is 2x plus another x? 3x. What is -2 plus 2? That's the whole point, to eliminate it. And then what's -8 plus -1?
-9.
I swear we've done this problem 5 times as well. Okay, then how do I finish solving?
You divide by 3.
Divide by 3, and x equals -3. Good thing on all these multiple choice is I can already tell my answer, right? But let's finish it. We'll just plug it in. Instead of x plus 2y, it's -3 plus 2y equals -1. Then what do? Then I add 3. And I get 2y equals 2. Then what? Yep, divide by 2. And y equals 1, which is what they have. Okay. So that's it for today. Now listen, tomorrow I am going to make it 8 through 19 is what y'all will turn that in tomorrow. Y'all, that's 11 problems. And all but 2 are multiple choice. Okay, that's what you'll do. You will turn that in with the sub. On Thursday, we will finish this all together. Okay, let me pause this and then I'll answer.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Or not pause it, but let me.